From Nashville's WSM Radio, the original home of the Grand Ole Opry, this is a Coffee, Country, and Cody podcast.
Hey, it's Charlie Matos, and in this episode of our Coffee, Country, and Cody podcast, we sit down with Colt Ford and would feature his brand new single, Must Be the Country. In fact, he is out on the Must Be the Country tour right now. We would share some wonderful memories of his first time at the Grand Ole Opry at the Ryman Auditorium, and a whole lot more with our friend Colt Ford. Enjoy our Coffee, Country, and Cody podcast.
Must be the country.
Ain't no doubt about it.
Song.
As a friend of mine, you say, now listen, I'm not all that country, but I'm rural as hell. Colt Ford Must Be the Country with Dylan Carmichael. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I am well. Boy, you walked through the door and you and Stephanie Quill locked eyes. And it was like,
Yeah. I would really not want to look at you, Bill. I'd rather look at Stephanie. No offense, and you're a handsome man. But she's prettier than you are.
how do you
Mama
know
didn't
each
raise
other?
no fool.
No. How do you know him,
This
Stephanie?
one, it's such an honor. But
Ah,
we got
stop.
to play together, and you just crushed that show too. And I was just sitting there like, hello.
She's awesome.
Crushed
Yeah.
it.
And she had
Amazing.
one of my little Colt Ford little miniature dolls.
I did.
I don't know if you still have that thing. It was kind of funny.
Oh man, it's so good to see you.
Good to see you.
Absolutely. What a cool song. What a just good day.
So how did you decide Dylan was the guy for that song?
You know, Dylan's kind of like family with John Michael and Eddie, and they've been so, obviously it's a part of my career from the very beginning. John Michael's first big country star I ever did anything with, and, he's a daggum legend. And, of course, Eddie and Troy were on our record label on Average Joe's for a while. And, I just watched Dylan as he was coming up, and they would tell me about their nephew who could sing, and then I finally got to meet him, and he's such a sweet guy.
Yeah.
I mean, and he's just a country singer. He's just a country boy, and he's just a country singer, and deserves every bit of success he could have. And it was an honor for me to have him on my record. It's fun, and it's not me doing what people used to think that I do, all the rap stuff. I mean, this is just singing. I mean, me and him just going back and forth in a true duet, and it's a lot of fun.
Well, he's from Bergen, Kentucky, near Harrodsburg.
Yeah,
which
just
is
up the road a piece.
Harrodsburg's the oldest city in Kentucky. Did you make it to the Derby? Did you run up I-65?
I did not. I had a show. I wanted
Okay.
to go, but Bill said otherwise. I had to work. I wanted to go. My fiance's mad at me. She wanted to go too. I said, all right, we'll get there. We'll get there.
I know Stephanie wants to follow up on the fiance part, but I was, they had the three finishers, top three finishers,
Yeah.
were a length and a half apart.
I know
Man,
it was pretty amazing race. We watched it. We were down in Alabama, but we watched it. But yeah, it was pretty cool.
15-1 horse wins.
Wow. It's interesting. So, growing up and starting in the music business, there's certain numbers like, a gold record is 500,000. A platinum is 1 million. But 1 billion wasn't even on the radar when all of us started in the business.
Right.
And you are over 1 billion streams. That's a hard number to wrap your brain around.
It's crazy for me too. Yeah. There you go, Dr. Evil. I never thought I'd sell any records, let alone have over 1 billion streams and have a bunch of
wild.
gold and platinum records. And I'm just humbled by a lot of the artists that have taken time to be part of my music and be a part of my career. I've been really lucky. Been really blessed.
We talk about 1 billion, but then we also talk about a night when it was just 2,200. But that means you've sold out the Ryman Auditorium. It's a Grand Ole Opry.
Yes.
And there you are making your debut.
It was unbelievable. Y'all got me pretty good. There was a long time I thought I'd been around for a while and I'd never got to play. And I thought, well, something, it just ain't going to happen. I mean, and I had to make my peace with that, and it's okay. And then I got the call that I was going to get to play, and I almost was like, well, shoot, they didn't want me for all these years. So, you're just – I was so conflicted. And then I was like, no, but it's the Grand Ole Opry, and the fans were there to see me. And so to be able to – it was way more emotional than I realized. and you tricked me. I mean, which I wasn't planning. I didn't know I was getting my first album, Ride Through the Country, I think went gold. I didn't know I was getting that.
And then, you didn't know that Jamie Johnson
I'm trying to walk off the stage as quickly as I can because I'm already a little bit of an outsider, and I don't want to break no rules to give nobody excuses to go, I told you that Colt Ford, he's a troublemaker. So I'm trying to get off, and Bill's like, here, come in. I'm like, no, I'm supposed to go. And they're like, listen to this. And then I hear this voice come over the intercom, and you were like, do you know who that is? Well, of course I do. I mean, nobody sounds like Jamie. I knew it was Jamie, and he's been one of my closest friends since I came. He was the very first person I wrote a song with in Nashville.
Wow.
And before we wrote, our friend Jeremy Popoff from the band Lit goes, I tried to explain you to him, and he's coming, and I don't know if y'all are going to write a song, if y'all are going to fight, if he's going to leave. I said, well, I've done all them things before, so it worked out all right. And Jamie became one of my closest friends, and honestly, I got up a week early from surgery to come see him get inducted into the Opry. It was
amazing.
I drove back here from Tulsa from my fiance's house against doctor's orders. I was like, no way I'm missing this. I mean, it was magical, and somebody that deserves it, and nobody wanted it more. And to see him smiling and happy like that made me just tickled to death.
Well, I know you wanted to pick up on the fiance.
I mean, he has said it a couple of times.
Yes.
I mean, you're getting hitched.
Yes, I am. I was married for a long time, had some beautiful kids, and sometimes things just don't work out. We still get along great, but I found my person. And when you don't know it till you find them, and when I found her, it's just changed my life and kind of re-energized me, and we're going to get married here in October. And speaking of Jamie Johnson, he's going to be presiding over the wedding. So
does he have to get a special license for that here in Tennessee?
He does,
How does that
and
work?
oddly enough, Jamie's getting married too, and Randy Houser's marrying him.
That's
so
amazing.
It's it's just some good old country folks, a bunch of rednecks getting married. I guess I don't know.
Blake Shelton married Trace Adkins.
He
Remember?
did. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
So
got to step it up.
it was.
I haven't married anyone.
I'm impressed. Well,
Except
you
my
should.
husband.
I meant.
Yeah.
It's just I've been really blessed.
Another thing that you mentioned is a part of that story when you referenced fiance. You said surgery.
Yeah.
Tell us, and people who are watching this morning can from time to time see your right eye.
Yeah, I'm not
failed
winking
you
at
a little
everybody, although I do tend to be a little flirty. But yes, so during the pandemic, I had some cancer in my eye and had it removed. And everything was great. I thought everything was great. And I was going along, and I woke up one day, and I couldn't quite open my right eye. So then I panic again. I'm like, oh, is it back? Nope. I go to the doctor. She's like, no, it's not that. So they sent me to all these other doctors, neurologists, and I got diagnosed with a autoimmune disease called myasthenia gravis. And they say there's no cure for it. It affects the muscles in your face, your eye.
Somewhat like Bell's palsy?
Right, a little bit. But it doesn't do that to my face. It's just my eye.
Yeah.
But it can also destroy your vocal cords. Which there's probably some people would like that to happen for me, but I hope that it doesn't.
No.
I hope that it does not happen for me. But it's been tough the last year, and I didn't tell a lot of people about it. They were trying to do some interviews. I didn't talk about it much because everybody's been dealing with so much since 2020, and I didn't want to feel like, hey, my problem is, worse than your problem, and it's been tough.
So long term, can it go away?
It can, actually. This is one that they say all of a sudden might just go away. But they say right now there is no cure for it, and it's been tough, and it's been tough on me mentally. It's the fatigue from it. The doctor said, you need tons of rest and no stress. I was like, well,
I'm in the
that
music
sounds
business.
awesome, but I play about 125 shows a year. I don't know how to do that.
Yeah.
So he goes, you don't need to be in the heat. I'm like, well, that's great. I play a lot of festivals in the heat.
Right.
And golf.
And my golf career, because during the pandemic, a lot of people may or may not know. I did play professional golf for a living. Most people think male model.
I know you. I did not know that.
I know it's hard. So I started practicing for real practicing. And there's a lot of guys in country music that are good players, but nobody's played professionally. Like I did it for a living.
Wow.
And so then I started practicing, and then really started practicing. And I went and qualified and played in two Champions Tour events. And it was crazy to be back in that arena again. And then all of a sudden I woke up one day and I couldn't break 100 because I couldn't see the ground. I couldn't tell depth perception.
Before we wrap up, tell people what you see when you look at me.
I see just a very handsome man. A very handsome man.
But you said with both eyes
Yeah,
open.
like I could see you perfect with either eye. Then all of a sudden I look at you with both eyes and I see 3 of you melting like a lava lamp. And if you get the chance to experience that, don't do it because it's weird. It's very weird.
Yeah, and speaking for all of us, one is enough.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. One Bill Cody enough for you. I got it. I understand.
All right.
But it's I'm getting through it. I'm still playing. It took me down a pretty dark hole, to be honest with you, Bill, for a little while. I got super depressed because I was so tired too. I couldn't.
Sure.
All of a sudden now my thing that I do that gives me joy on the road was play golf, and I wanted to do anything but that. Like I wanted to exercise and eat salads more than I wanted to play golf. And I know that's not what I want to do. So
Right.
it was just crazy. And but honestly, Megan she stood by me and encouraged me, and I fought through the depression, and I'm getting ready to try a new experimental drug that I'm looking forward to trying, and hopefully that'll be hopefully bring some relief for me. But I'm still playing shows and making music.
And they said it can go away.
Yeah.
So we're going to
hey,
trust.
Absolutely.
Pray that prayer
the Lord
today.
is
That's
powerful.
the prayer we're all
The
going
Lord is
to
powerful.
pray that.
Yeah. Well, thanks. You bring so much joy to so many people, Colt. And
I love it.
You brought a room full of it this morning here at Coffee Country and Cody. Thank you.
So glad to see y'all. Thanks for having me, as always.
Set up Brooks and Dunn before we wrap up. We'll close with that.
It's a fun song. I meant Ronnie and Kicks. I've done songs with both of them individually, but never together. But this song is just, it's really cool. Again, it's not me doing what people think. I'm just singing, but it's all their. We took all their Brooks and song titles and kind of made it into a song. Cool. And it's really cool. It's really cool. And I played it for both of them. They liked it. So if Ronnie and Kicks like it, then I'm winning.
They're in the Hall of Fame.
I'm absolutely.
Yes.
You're on WSM Radio, Circle Television with Colt Ford, Brooks, and Dunn.
She used to be mine till she took the keys and left me in the middle of the night. No see you later, gotta get going, no kiss goodbye. Yeah, nothing but a tail like glow. No, that ain't no.
Thanks for listening to the Coffee, Country, and Cody podcast. Make sure to subscribe so you never miss an episode. And please leave us a 5-star review. This podcast was produced through the facilities of WSM Radio in Nashville, Tennessee. The hosts of Coffee, Country, and Cody are Bill Cody, Charlie Matos, and Kelly Sutton. Producer Eric Markham. WSM General Manager and Director of Content and Programming, J. Patrick Tittle. Copyright 2023. Opry Entertainment Group Holdings, LLC.